Good afternoon, everyone. Today's presentation will be on maximizing your menu for greater profits. By way of introduction, Eric is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Perfect Crust and Incredible Bags and co-host of The Penalty Box. Eric has 25 years of food service experience, and as you're about to find out, he is a very energetic, motivational, and engaging leader. No, you've got this.
There we go. Hi, I'm Eric with Perfect Crust Pizza Liners. Lenny, hold that up. If you don't use Perfect Crust Pizza Liners, I will send you a free box. I'm probably going to walk around and talk a lot. We're going to talk about what I think is the biggest opportunity in social media for pizza operators. And I literally had this conversation last night at dinner with someone, and we pulled out their phone and we looked at their Facebook page, and we're going to get into that a little bit. But one of the things I'm real big on my gut and intuition, and I don't know if you guys are, if you really listen to your intuition, but it's huge for me. And so the last 3 or 4 days, something that's been on my mind to talk about before we even get into what I want to talk about is I'm just really big on video, and I'll tell you why. I can't stand up here. I've got a 25-year-old son, okay? But then I have a 10 and a 3-year-old, and I'm 52, right? So one of the funny things for me is my daughter is 3.5, and I look at her, and I'm 52, right? So if she gets married in 20 years, I could be freaking dead. I mean, I'm serious. Like, you're laughing. Like, I think about that now. So if some of you guys are friends with me on Facebook, you guys are. Like, I post a lot of video and stuff about my kids, and it's important. And I look around, 52, younger than me, way older than me, 53, way older. He super old. We're all in this age group where we're almost fearful about doing video and posting video. And so my challenge, the first thing to challenge you guys today is to think about is to post more video, and here's why. So for my daughter, 20 years from now, right? Maybe I'm dead. Maybe I live till I'm 95. I think I'm going to be 104. I'm going to rock like 52 more of these. But we have an opportunity to leave such a digital footprint for our kids and our grandkids and our great-grandkids to see us. My mom, raise your hand. Anybody have that mom that does genealogy and they can tell you their family back 500 years? Raise your hand. Like, seriously, raise your hand. Thank you. Me and him. He's the only guy. Thank you. So I remember this was like 6 months ago. My mom called and she said, "You're not going to believe what I just found." And I'm like, "What?" Well, it's a picture of some great third generation removed uncle, and it was a picture of him. And she's like, "This is so amazing," right? And yet we have an opportunity to leave video that's there forever. Imagine if my mom saw a video of that guy, which is obviously not possible, but you all have an opportunity to leave video for your family and your grandkids, and it's just the most amazing thing. And I'm talking about, even if it's like, I posted a video 3-4 weeks ago, me and both my daughters, we were just dancing in the kitchen, right? And it was stupid, and I don't care if Lenny thinks it was stupid. I don't care what you think about my social media and what I post, because I know it's going to be there forever. And what happens is they get to say to their kids, "Hey, that was your grandfather," or "Hey, that was his knucklehead friends," or "That's where he lived," or instead of just looking at a picture and going, "Well, I look like him," it could be like, "Holy crap, I talk with my hands just like he does all the time." So that was just on my mind to talk about that before I talked about anything else, was video. And I'll tell you kind of a part of that as well. I have a friend that passed away from breast cancer 4.5 years ago. And Kelly was one of these people that she would say, "Deuces, Facebook, I'm out for 6 months." Anybody do that? Anybody like, "I'm off. I'm not going to be on social media"? Did you just raise your hand, Brittany? Yeah. I'm not going to do it, right? And for me, the miss, and Kelly sat at our house, and it was 6 or 7 months before she passed away. She has a son, and he's now 7, And she sat there at my house and bawled, and I'm getting emotional just thinking about it, just bawled because she regretted those moments of not posting what was going on in her life. Because guess what? Her son can't go back and see all that stuff. There were parties and birthdays and events that are just gone, right? And so one of the things I'm just super passionate about is posting video, right? Here's another, I've asked like 2 questions to raise your hand, and like he did and she did. Raise your hand if you had that grandma when you went to her house and she had a coffee table and it was full of photo albums. That's everybody, right? And so I feel like we do social media wrong. We get on social media and we complain about the government, and we complain about the weather, and we complain about, Lenny, and Michael complains about Lenny, and I'm kidding, they don't complain about each other. But we get on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter, and pardon my French, but we bitch and complain. And it's not what it should be used for. I feel like social media is the current photo album that was on your grandmother's coffee table. That's what you should use it for. Use it as your own personal highlight reel. I have a friend, Sean Litvak, who says, I just get tired of seeing everybody all their good stuff. Well, you know what? When I went to my Nana's house and I looked at the photo album, there was never a picture of Uncle Jackie when he lost his big toe to diabetes, right? They were all happy. They're great. It's great stuff. I want to see your highlights. I want to see what you're happy about. I want to see all the things that motivate you. And whether it's a big grand event like winning at Chicago at the pizza show, right? I want to see that, but I want to see the mundane, normal, everyday stuff too, because you know what? That's what your family and your kids are going to see. That Facebook's never going away. The digital footprint's never going away. Like if you Google me up and you just Google and you type in Eric Bam, you will see video, pictures. And you guys are all that way. I don't know if you realize it. So when you die, like my friend Kelly, when she passed away, I was going to grab my phone. It's up there. All that stuff, like people can say, well, I take all sorts of pictures. Yeah, and when you're dead, like no one ever goes and sees them. They're gone. Put them on Facebook. Put them on Instagram. Share them with your family. I'm just telling you. But video, I can't say it enough. Post video. Talk about your family. It's a day at work. I mean, if it's you two just hanging out, do a silly video. We did a video last night that was just stupid, right? Talking about the World Pizza Wrestling Federation rankings that are coming back out next week. I don't know if you guys know that's a real thing. He's actually the current reigning #1 tag team champion, him and his brother, right? Are you in there too? No. Oh, he's singles. Were you 2 or 3? Yeah, you got some work to do. You got some work to do. So anyway, I just felt like the last couple of days, just my gut, my intuition, it's something I'm really big on is just, I think we don't listen to our gut enough. From your standpoint, it's amazing how hiring someone can be hard because you have to try and figure them out, right? But your gut is always right about firing them. Am I right? When you think you should fire someone because they're a cancer, get rid of them. Your gut, I think that's God. Your gut is God. It's the universe. It's the divine. It's whatever you want to call it, right? But that's your gut and that's your intuition. And you guys, we need to listen to that more. So I say all that to say this. I think the biggest opportunity in the pizza industry to grow your business and to connect with your customers is actually you guys as individual Facebook pages. We sat last night with a customer. I won't say who he is, but I can point this out to numerous people. There's another one here who I won't point at her right there, who in some respects, don't be mad at me. In some respects, you guys should post more on your just your own Facebook page. Who pays someone to do their social media? Raise your hand. I know you do. You guys do? Who pays someone to do? You do? So a lot of people pay someone to do their social media, right? Which is fine. Next question. Everyone will raise their hand. How many times does somebody walk into your restaurant and they say, I know the owner? Raise your hand. It's right. And why do they do that? Why do you think they do that? They do that because they want to big time the staff, probably, right? A little bit. But you know they do it because they want to feel validated. You agreeing? You had it happen? Yeah. They want it big time, but I think a lot of people just want to feel like they're connected, right? In Tulsa, Oklahoma, where I live, there's a place called Savastano's Pizza. And it's Frank and Jane Savastano. Frank has passed away, but they made shirts that said, "I know Frank and Jane." Because it happened so much, right? So they took advantage of it and used it, to their own benefit. But so along the lines of what is the biggest opportunity that I see, it's this. It's your own personal Facebook page. And here's what you should do, in my opinion. I see guys that do it and gals that do it and do it really well. And then I see people that aren't very good at it at all. And so everybody has a phone, right? Pull your phone out right now. I want you to record the video of me saying this so you can go back and watch it next week. Because this is what will make you successful at this. You got the video from last night, right? All right, is everybody ready? Okay, everybody recording. You should post on your own personal Facebook page 3 times a day. It's a lot, right? It's a lot, but I'm going to talk about that. The first thing you should do is talk about your family, okay? The second thing you should do is talk about your community. And the last thing you should do is talk about your business. Okay, stop recording. We're going to get into this a little bit. So why do we talk about family? And I'm going to give you just the best example. Why do you think we talk about family? Lenny, why do we talk about family? That's one. Not the answer I was looking for, but thank you. No, you know what? Because we connect. We connect over family. Like we all have kids. We all have spouses. That's a level of connection that people, we all see that. We see, like, I could post a video of me and my daughter dancing. Am I boring you, Brittany? I'm sorry. You're yawning. You need coffee or something? But we connect over family. We see kids and we're like, oh, that's my daughter does that. Or my son played football. Or my kid's doing that. And she doesn't know it. She's one of the best examples of this. We were friends on Facebook. I'd never DM'd you about Perfect Crust Pizza Liners. Can you hold that up, please? Thank you. I'd never DM'd you about Perfect Crust Pizza Liners. We'd never talked about it. And then one day she sends me a direct message and she said, hey, do you have time to talk? And I'm like, yeah, what's your number? And so I called her up and she had her with her SOFO rep, Brittany, who's amazing. She had her with her. And so she wants to get item numbers for me so she can order our product. But literally, and she doesn't remember this, but I do because it made me chuckle. The first 5 minutes of this phone conversation were about our kids. We talked about kids. And I'd never spoken to her before that, but we connected. She saw my kids. She saw my videos. She saw my post. And so you talk about your family first, okay? We connect. And by the way, when I said post 3 times a day and you went like this, we're going to talk about that because it's not that scary. The second thing you want to do is talk about your community. Why is that important, Lenny? I'm going to keep picking on you, so why is that important? Thank you. You talk about your community because those are the people you want to dine with you, right? So if you what? Okay, so figure out where that community is and still talk about it. You can still. So here's my point. If you're in, I want to say Bell Fountain. It's Bell Fountain. So if Bell Fountain has a big football game Friday night, you need to be sharing that. And you need to be saying, go Cougars? You don't even know. What are they? Chieftains. Yeah, so you should talk about your community. People should look to you as you know everything going on in your community. You should talk about PTA. You should talk about the school. You should talk about the local fundraiser. There's one where I live for a local fundraiser for a girl who got hit by a car. You should be sharing that stuff. You should be talking about go Chieftains, great game, great win, because we connect over that, right? So we connect over family. We connect over community. The reason why you talk about your business last, why is that? Do you know? I'm going to look. Why do we talk about our business last? You know why? Because it's selfish and no one gives a shit about your business. Am I right? It's selfish. But if I connect with you over family and I connect with you over community, it gives me a little bit of the right to talk about my business. But I mentioned earlier this guy, Sean Litvak, who always talks about, I don't want to see everyone's highlights and this and that. So we had a conversation one day. And I said, you know what? Here's a guy with like 4,000 friends on Facebook, right? And he can do a post and get like 2 likes, right? You know why? Because all he does is business, business, business. It's nothing ever about him. And so I challenged him one day. This was 7 months ago. I said, Sean, do me a favor. Take a picture of you and your wife and post it. Let's see what happens. Post a picture of his wife, 85 likes in an hour. Because people want to see your family. That's back to that connection and that whole like, hey, I know the owner, and they probably really don't, but they want to feel like they know you. They want to connect with you. So let them connect with you. I will say this, I post a lot on social media. It's part of my job at Perfect Crust. I'm the Vice President of Sales and Marketing, and so we do a lot of marketing. We're on social media a lot. But I'm also very picky and choosy about what I post. Like, I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about COVID. Stop yawning. I'm not talking about COVID. I'm not talking about elections. I mean, because by the way, when you say Joe Biden is the worst president in the world, right? And you can have your opinion. I don't care either way. That's your opinion. But what happens is all these comments start coming in, and no one has ever said, you changed my mind. It never happens. We just become more dug into the way we feel about what we posted. No one ever goes, gosh darn it, Brittany, that was a great post about politics, and I'm now going to be a Republican. Like, we just become more dug into who we are and what we think, okay? And so don't just steer away from that stuff. Be picky and choosy about what you talk about. So back to the posting 3 times a day, it feels scary and it feels weird, but it's actually pretty easy to do. And one of the things that's funny to me about Facebook, we look at it and we go, 3 times a day? Like, I don't want everyone to hate me. Social media is a moving parade. It's just always going somewhere. My mom, I have her as a favorite on Facebook. I don't see half her stuff. So to be worried about, like, and I'm not picking on you, but to be overly critical about posting 3 times a day, once about your family, once about your community, and once about your business, your friends are not going to be inundated with it. They're not going to see it. I'm not even seeing all my mom's stuff. So if you guys remember, who's been on Facebook 12, 13 years, right? So you remember back in the day on Facebook, I would go to Lenny's wall and see what Lenny had posted, right? We don't do that anymore. We scroll. We just scroll and we see what's there. So when you post 3 times a day, and you could literally post bing, bing, bing 3 times in a row, is this your husband, boyfriend, son? I thought you were into younger men. I wasn't sure. Like, you could post 3 times in a day, bang, 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 and he might see 2. So don't overthink posting that much. I'm just telling you, it's not all going to get fed through to everybody all the time, okay? So what do I post? And I'm not going to pick on you, but I'm going to pick on you for a minute. We had this conversation last night sitting at the hotel, and what do I post, right? And one of the things I thought was just like super cool by everyone turn and look at them right there. Aren't they super cool? Look at them. So we were talking and like, what do I post? Right? And you were talking about like, she said, what's your name again? I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. She said, honey, you sent me the most amazing pictures of the flame in the oven and it's incredible and you're so geeked out about it. Post that shit. Talk about that. Let your customers, like from a pizza standpoint, and when you're talking about your business, that one time you talk about your business, educate them. Tell them I use Caputo flour and here's why and I love it, right? Teach them about, and I jokingly said this last night about, you could buy pepperoni that's half sawdust, right? And we wouldn't, of course, but if you believe in it and you love it and you talk about it and you educate your customers that love your place and you say, this is the best pepperoni and here's why, they'll love you for it. They'll be more dialed into you, okay? What to talk about your family. For me, it's my daughters all the time, my 2 daughters, my son. I talk about them all the time. I've got a little Noah, a little nephew about this big. I talk about him all the time, and I'm posting a lot of video talking about them. For me, my community is going to be different than yours. My community is the pizza community. For those of you that are friends with me on Facebook, I share pizza stuff, not like all the time because I don't want to like do too much. But if, like, I think I shared one of your posts the other day. I shared something of yours last week. I never share anything of Lenny's because I don't really like them that much, but that's a different story. I'm kidding. But if I see like a beautiful looking pizza, I share it. It's warm in here, isn't it? I share it. And I think that it's important to share what's going on in your community. So for me, it's you. So by the way, I need everyone to get their phone out one more time. And we're going to have a little fun here. So everybody go to their Facebook app. Go to your Facebook app, even you, Brittany. And go to your page. By the way, you guys can all send me a friend request. Eric Bam. You can all do that. But go to your Facebook page. Everybody there? Your own personal Facebook page? Everybody there? Now we're going to give our phone to someone next to us. Give your phone to the person next to you, someone that will hold you a little accountable. I already know what's going on back here in the back of the room, but here's my first question for you. Who are you looking at his? Is he looking at you? Okay. Someone else handed you their phone. Do they have a header photo like this? Do they not have a header photo? Do they have one? Anybody here not have a header photo? For the love of freaking God, woman. Oh, it's his? And you probably have grandkids, right? Come on, woman. You change that, please. Anybody back here not have a header photo? Cover photo? That's a motorcycle. It's kind of, it's still a picture. All right, so everybody done that? Everybody's done that? All right. Will you pay attention, please? All right, do you have the header photo, the cover photo right here? Okay, you do. Good. Okay. Were you just wanting attention? What was that all about? I'm kidding. All right, who doesn't have a profile picture? Anybody not have a profile picture? Okay. All right, next we're going to scroll down just a minute and bear with me. Under my name, there's a spot here where you can add like a little tagline. Anybody not have a tag? Mine says, I'm just getting started. That's a reference to this wristband I have on because I'm 52 and I feel like I'm just getting started. I'm not like dead and old and in the ground. Anybody have a tagline? Anybody not have a tagline? A lot of you. A lot of you don't have taglines, right? Who said that? You do Instagram? Oh. So on your tagline, like what's important to you? Like, I'm the mother of a beautiful, amazing young man, right? Why not put that in there? Mine says I'm just getting started, and it says process over project. My ex-wife, God like bless her, she would be the one that would say, like on Saturday, we're doing 19 loads of laundry. And I would want to just like blow my head off, right? So I literally every day I'm about process. If you do like a load of laundry every day, it's not a project on a Saturday to do 27 loads of laundry, right? And that's no different than keeping your house clean. It's no different than posting on social media. Just make it part of the process, okay? All right, so here's the interesting one to me for someone in the back of the room. So the example from last night doesn't even show that he owns a pizza place. So on your job, unfortunately, jobs they define us, right? So do you own a pizza shop? Huh?
Bowling center.
A bowling center? So does it say proprietor of such and such bowling center that is tagged in that post? Does it say it?
Yeah, it says.
Okay, so it's there.
Yeah.
I know his isn't. Who else? Does anybody not have that they own their certain pizza shop? You guys? You what? I know who you are. I'm down. I'm down with head dishwasher. But my question is, does it say head dishwasher at John's Pizza Place? Okay. Anybody else? What about you? Okay. That's all right. I'm kidding. Kidding. What about you? What's your say? You. Yeah. Oh, you have his phone? What does his say? What does his say?
Talent director at Chick-fil-A.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that. What about you, Mr. Mustachio Beard over here? What about you? Whose phone you got? His? What does his say? Does he have it on there? Yeah? What does his say? Nothing. And he knew it was coming. He's like, nothing. So here's my point. Here's my point in looking, and we're not going to go any farther than that, but here's my point. You all own freaking amazing businesses that support your family, and yet on your own personal Facebook page, you're not putting down here that you freaking own the place. Take pride in it. What?
Mine says study time and space at Cleveland State University.
Yours does?
Yeah.
Like for real. For real.
Study time and space at Cleveland State.
My point is this, is that you all run amazing businesses and you work your asses off. I told him last night, I told Lenny last night, I've worked for, let me back up. One of the things I always hated when you went to a presentation was the first thing they would do is give you like the 30-minute history of their life. And I normally won't do that, but why it's important today, I've had 3 jobs my whole life. I ran 11 restaurants. I was a partner, ran 11 restaurants in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I worked for a food service distributor for 20 years, and now I've been with Perfect Crust for going on 4. And so the distributor I worked for was a pizza distributor. I have 2 pizza ovens at home. I bake at home all the time, and I love and respect and get and care and all the thought and time and everything that you guys put into what you do. It's amazing, and I freaking get it. And when I see people like, well, it's just a pizza. It's not just a pizza. I mean, it's you. It's your love, and so for you guys to not even have your own pizza place tagged, come on. Take so much pride and love and care for that because it is super freaking badass. I'm just saying. So I am done, other than I'm going to say one thing, is this. Having a back, let's raise our hand. Let's raise our hand on this one. Raise your hand if you're one of those people that say, well, I buy half from Sofo and half from here because I like to keep them honest. Raise your hand. Come on, I know they're out there. All right, there's one right there. And there's probably 4 or 5 more, and they won't have the guts to say it. From the background of working for a food distributor, if it's Friday night and you run out of pepperoni, raise your hand if your rep will answer the phone. Will they answer the phone? By the way, he didn't raise his hand, and I'm not picking on you, but a little bit. These guys, these guys do a great job, right? And they work hard. It is not easy to get food to your door. Go all in. Give them everything. Give them your dish machine. Give them your paper towels. Give them everything that you buy. Give them everything. Write one check and put all of that time and effort into saving nickels, right? Put it into posting 3 times a day. Put it into making a video of your family and sharing it. Because time is the one thing you'll never get back. And sometimes, not picking on you, but sometimes we step over dollars and we step over time to save a nickel. And don't get me wrong, I wrote checks for 11 businesses for a long time, and I understand saving some money. I truly do. But your time is the most valuable thing you have. So that's all I have. I am done. If anyone has questions about social media, about advertising, we do a ton of Facebook ads, Instagram ads. By the way, if you're not on TikTok, I have maybe not. But if anyone has any questions regarding that kind of stuff, I'm more than free to answer them. But thank you all for having me and letting me speak. So,
Questions, anyone?
Eric, what kind of Facebook ads do you do?
We actually, the worst thing you can do from a Facebook ad standpoint is just do the boost. A boosted post, it will get the least amount of results. So, and that's not a bad thing either. But really, to dial into like the Facebook advertising side of it, which is like a whole nother spot, and we can talk about that later if you want to call me or whatever, because it allows you to really dial it down to your community, to this zip code, to people that have been to your place. We live in this world now where, like with Facebook, you guys everyone would raise their hand if I said, we posted 8 years ago and we got 400 likes, and now we post and we get 40, right? Because Facebook wants you to pay. So to answer your question, what kind of Facebook ad? I would do something that has a call to action. So this happened 3 weeks ago. There's a liquor store right by my house, and I had to stop in because I liked their page, right? And I stopped in and didn't buy nothing. I just stopped. I do like wine, but I just stopped in, and I said, hey, nice ad you guys ran on Facebook. And they're like, yeah, isn't it awesome? I'm like, yeah, it's pretty freaking stupid. It didn't even have their phone number or their address. It just said the wine cellar. Like, that was it. It just had like it, and he's like, oh man, you're right. It doesn't have her address. I'm like, yeah. And you have a call to action where, like, you have a button where it takes them to your website or it takes them to order or help them commit to something. So I don't know if that answers your question, but so what else? Anybody got any other questions? Lenny, Perfect Crust Pizza Liners.
All right, so going on that topic, remember I mentioned that I don't live in the town that I have my pizzeria.
Yep.
Should I be doing 3 times a day on my own pizzeria page in the same town that I'm doing
could.
business in? I
You
mean,
could.
how are you handling the pages part of it versus the personal? Second part.
Go ahead.
Instagram versus Facebook.
Honestly, at this point, from an attention standpoint, I think they're both about the same. I mean, really. I think they're both about the same. I will tell you from an Instagram standpoint, I actually do this every single day. Some of you have probably gotten them from me. Like, I will get on Instagram every day and I send 5 voicemail messages to customers. I DM them. Like, I'll just DM you, like, hey, Michael, what's up, man? Hope you have a great day. Talk to you later. Right? And you hear my voice and you hear my tone and you hear what I'm talking. I'm thankful, man. Thank you for your business. You guys can do that with your customers. Like on Instagram, if you do a post, right, and you see the 45 people that all hearted it, do you realize you can go through one by one and go, Jackie, right? Hey, Jackie, just saw you liked our post. Thank you very much, dude. That is super freaking cool, right? And do you know how good they feel about your brand? Are you actually Jackie? And yeah, whatever. I like Jackie. It's whatever, Jackie, the Jacks. But that is so powerful and cool for your brand. Yes. No. Well, I'll say this too regarding on both of those on Facebook and Instagram. If he does a post and it's a pizza post or whatever and it looks great, right? And 25 people comment and you aren't at least liking them, you know what? I feel like that's the equivalent of like we're both in Walmart in the frozen food section, right? And we're walking and you go, hey, what's up? And I just go, and just keep on walking, right? Sorry. If you want like your brand to have a voice and a pulse and an identity, you need to respond to all those as much as possible. And for the amount of people who said they're paying someone to do social media, pay them another $25 and say, I want you to respond to every single post, every one of them. And I realize it's work, but stop being a cheapskate and buy everything from Sofo, and then spend the extra time doing that. And I'm teasing you because I love you, but put that effort and that time into that because it'll come back to you tenfold. What was your question?
Great job. First of all, thank you. Are you able to mass send instant messenger messages? Because you do. I don't know if I'm getting.
No, I just send them just to you.
Is that? I mean, I didn't know that.
I was like, oh, Michael LaMarca, my man.
Can you do mass?
No.
Instant, no.
No, you could like back in the day on Facebook, and you can't now. They've cut back on. You know why? Because they want you to pay for it, and it's pretty expensive.
You could pay for it though?
Yeah. It's pretty expensive. I got a guy that can, but I've just never done it. So I do a lot of that myself. I mean, and like I don't live your life. I don't run a pizza shop 24/7. So I have this gig that I have and kids and whatever. And so I literally a lot for that time every day when I'm DMing customers and prospects and really not even trying to sell anything. I'm just saying thank you. Like, hey, hope you have a great day. Yes, ma'am. You have to be on the microphone so it can be recorded.
Do you recommend, we're a new upcoming business, like doing giveaways to get more followers?
100%. I actually, you know what? I'll defer to one of these guys on that. I mean, you guys, brand new, right? Have you opened yet?
Yes.
And you're talking about just to try and get likes on your
Yes.
page? Yeah, totally. You know, I saw one that was stupid crazy, right? What it was, they had posted a picture of a couple of pizzas, and they were fairly new. And they said they did like a $500 gift card for one random person, and what the requirement was in order to get it was you had to like the post and share the post. And this thing got shared like 6,000 times. Because and we're not talking about like, oh, it's $20, right? It was $500. So and it was in a small town, and the community went crazy with everybody sharing it. I mean, so maybe that's something to think about. But I think a lot of that just happens organically, and I think it's, you talking about it. One of the things I will tell you regarding that is that I see that works, it's powerful, and it works for us at Perfect Crust as well, is for me to take, like, I took a picture with you two today, right? And I posted it on my Facebook page. And so as a business, you want to blow people's mind. So if she comes into my pizza place and she's a regular, I'm like, hey, what's your name again? I'm going to call you Jackie. So if Jackie comes in, I'm going to say, Jackie, we love that you come in here all the time. I'm going to give you your pizza for free. Can we take a picture? Can I put it on social media? And she's going to say yes because she wants the free pizza, right? Well, here's what happens in that process. Jackie, of course, goes to the Facebook page because she wants to see how good she looks, right? She's going to like the page, and chances are she's going to share it. Look at me, hometown hero, look at me. She's going to share it. And so what happens is it's not going to be the same effect of a $500 gift card, a gift certificate, or whatever. But that's that process over project. Social media should be a daily process of like, what can we do? I will say one other thing, and then I'll try to be quiet. My son is 25, and he's a marketing degree, has a marketing degree from the University of Albany. And we had a whole conversation one day about social media. And I was at a pizza shop in Albany, New York, Anthony Bergala's place, Romo's Pizza. And I said to my son, I said, hey, you're on the football team. You know all these dudes. Like, post a couple of pictures. He's like, I don't like to do that. And I said, well, why? He goes, everybody does that. Everybody. So I want you to think about like when what you post from a business standpoint, like on the actual like business page. Of course, the pizza looks good, right? Pizza should look great. Take it to another level, and if it's Dalton, right? I'm gonna do a video of him and say, dude, I swear if you yawn again, I swear, like I'm gonna do a video of him, and I'm gonna, if he's okay with it. And I'm going to say, hey, this is Dalton. Dalton's behind the bar tonight. He's making his favorite cocktail. It's $7. Come in and get one, right? The other thing that millennials love, you know why they go to social media sometimes and they go to websites? They want to be able to walk in your door and know exactly what it looks like because they're just lost little souls, right? I read an article yesterday, day before yesterday. They want to live a soft life. So they don't want to walk into your restaurant and feel uncomfortable. So if you know that, then why are you not posting a video of like, hey, when you walk in the door, Jackie's going to greet you at the podium. And then, by the way, we have a pool table over here that's completely free. And let them see what your restaurant looks like before they ever walk in the door. They expect the pictures of the food to look good, right? You ever going to post a picture of a shitty pizza? No. It's going to look great. It's going to look right. It's going to look, sorry for cussing. It's going to look great. But post stuff so a younger age group can walk into your restaurant and feel comfortable, right? And by the way, the other thing that happens, like I mentioned, so if Dalton does a video of, hey, this is Dalton, and I'm making the sexy margarita skinny something drink today, and it's my favorite, and it's $7, come see me. Well, guess what happens? His mom and dad probably see it, and they're like, oh, that's our baby, and it's amazing. And so they're going to share it. Right? He might share it. And by the way, the other thing that happens in that process is like your friends will come in and heckle you, which, they're going to come in and eat and pay and probably tip you, right? Take that stuff to a different level. A picture of a pizza is just the price of admission. Let them feel comfortable in your restaurant. Let them see what it is, what it looks like. So what else? Somebody else? You got another one? What's your question?
Pardon me.
No, I will tell you what's weird. Go ahead.
Sonko logo. She's going to repeat the question.
Are there certain times a day where it's best to post so like those algorithms and you maybe get a little bit more traction?
I don't put a lot of stock into algorithms. I think we are the algorithm, right? If all of a sudden we all just decided we all wanted to watch football, well, guess what? Facebook adjusts to that. I do think like if I'm a pizza operator, I'm a pizza, running a pizza restaurant, running whatever restaurant, I'm probably going to post at about 10 o'clock, and I'm probably going to post at maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock, because that's when I'm thinking about what I'm going to do for lunch or what I'm going to do for dinner. So, I think there is that, but once again, back to that social media is a moving parade. You could post at 10 o'clock, but no one may see it till 4. So, I don't know. I'll tell you some of the weird wonky stuff for us. Like we have an email list with 17,000 emails on it. And I can tell you for us, like the best response I get every week we do it is Sunday morning at 7 o'clock. You all are laying in bed. I'm just pretty certain that's what it is. You all are laying in bed. That has to be what it is. You're not at work. The biggest open rate, the biggest response, Sunday morning, 7 o'clock. So, by the way, just to throw, everyone should have a text program. If you don't have a text program, let me know. I know a person. I look at every text I get. Everyone should have a text. Even Jackie should have one, right? Right. What else? Any other questions, or am I done? Because I need a cocktail. Just kidding. I have to go back to my booth. So,
Any other questions?
anything else? Thank you. Thank you.